Oh my God, I'm here. Am I late?
Not at all, Colleen. You're right on time. Let's go in.
Beautiful. We're going to see Deb's place on Indian Point.
Yay!
Okay, where's Deb? This is pretty exciting, guys. We're at the oldest house at Indian Point. I'm gonna start walking towards the house. Here we go. I hope she's there. I can see her. Hi, Deb.
Hey, Colleen.
This is Deb Dennison. Say hi, Deb.
Hi, Colleen.
How are you today?
I'm great on this great sunny day.
Isn't it gorgeous? Thank you so much for inviting me over to your place. We're over at Deb's place on Indian Point, which has always been one of my favorite places, and I think people that have been around Burlington for a long time know exactly where this is. Now, you're a Burlington Lifer yourself, aren't you, Deb?
Totally.
Wow. Okay, so what has kept you in the city all these years?
My parents were involved in their own business in Burlington way back when. They had a toy factory. I don't know if anyone remembers Monroe Games, but we made the hockey games, tabletop hockey games. So my brothers and I worked in the factory. We were born and raised in Burlington and have stayed here. I just can't seem to get very far away from Burlington, no matter how hard I try. I love the city.
So I find this really interesting. We're sitting in the backyard, but when I go like this, I'm actually looking at what used to be the original front of the house, Deb.
It's very confusing, especially if you're a pizza delivery guy, because Indian Road wasn't built until 1929.
Wow.
And the house, as we said, was built in 1903. So the access to the house was to what we call the front now, but it was the back. We call it the front. It's our front.
And we're going to go and take a look because the original Indian Road wasn't there and there was another access to the property. Can we go take a look at that now?
Sure, let's go.
All right. Hang it out. Wow, this is kind of a fun video to make, isn't it, Deb?
Sure is.
Okay.
I love lying here on my chaise lounge.
I know, it just looked like the perfect spot to put you. And it actually happens to be, I'm going to pan over here, this was where the original right-of-way was to the property, right, Deb? It's kind of hard to tell that right now.
It is hard to tell, but way back 100 plus years ago, it was called McMillan's Lane, and Farmer McMillan's cows had to have a right-of-way to come down to the water for a drink. And therefore, before Indian Point had an Indian Road, McMillan's Lane was the road of access to the 4 homes that were here in those days.
That's so cool. So let's just talk about this front porch you're standing on right now. This is an amazing house. You told me it was built in 1903, Deb?
It was. It was built in 1903, but a lot of changes had been made since those times. It was built by A.B. Coleman, who is a local famous architect in Burlington, and he lived here up until about 1917. When he built it, it was a single family dwelling. And then it was converted after that time into 4 apartments, and apparently wealthy tourists came to Burlington to go to the Grand Inn, and they stayed here.
Of course they did. Of course they did. Now from here, can I see the 4 apartment windows? If I pan up, can I see all 4? Or
you can. 2 up, 2 down.
Okay, just hang on for 1 second,
Okay.
Deb. Not panning my best here, but this will be good. We just showed up, Steve. So it's not just the Indian River. What's the deal, Steve?
It is Indian Creek and Rambo Creek.
Rambo Creek. Wow. And Deb, you said something about a bridge?
Yeah, there used to be a footbridge across Indian Creek getting to the Grand Inn for all those wealthy American tourists that were staying here.
That is so cool. Steve, we're actually at your place right now, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you lived here long?
10 years, 11 years.
10 years. And are you from Burlington originally?
Yes.
Are you? I guess you're one of those people that likes the water too.
I do.
Well, I want to thank... Sorry?
That's why I'm here.
That's why you're here. That's perfect. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. We appreciate that.
We love the water. One of the reasons I bought here on India Point is because at least half the street is right on the bay, and the other half mostly can see the bay. So everyone has bay access. We get to see the sailing races, we get to hear the sea-doos, and we get to see the fish jumping.